Mandara mule Padnabhirama Bimbadhare Purita Venunada Gopa Gopi Jana Madhya Samstha Govinda Govinda Damodara Madhaveti Gopi Jana Hlada Karavrajesha Gochara Naranya Krita Pravesha Jive Pibasvamritam Eta Deva Govinda Govinda.
Hare Krishna, our Kartik Parikrama 2019 is taking us to many beautiful places in Sri Vrindavan Dham. Of course, in Vrindavan everything's beautiful because it's transcendental, even the flies. But this year we've chosen to go to some very brand new places. And we did some research and we've found this very beautiful spot in Sri Vrindavan Dham, about an hour and a half's drive from the Vrindavan town. And this is called the forest of Biharvan. It's not one of the main 12 forests of Vrindavan, but it's a very important forest actually. Biharvan means the forest of enjoyment. And this is a very secluded place where Radha and Krsna come and they have very confidential pastimes in the kunjas, the groves of Vrindavan. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur describes that Krishna's Rasa Leela pastimes, they take place all over Vrindavan. If you travel around Vrindavan, you'll see these Rasa Stalis, these little platforms that the inhabitants of Vrindavan, they make for Radha and Krishna and the gopis to dance on. You see those everywhere, but Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says here in Biharvan, you don't see many of those Rasa Stalis because this is a place where Radha and Krishna come and engage in very confidential pastimes in the bowers of Braj. And by the Lord's grace, that transcendental beauty has been maintained here by the residents, the inhabitants of this area. If there's any place I've been in Vrindavan which you can see even with our naked eyes, with our conditioned eyes, that looks like Vrindavan must have looked 5,000 years ago, it's Biharvan. It's just amazing, it's breathtaking. When you walk in, you see the foliage, the trees, and the bushes, and the squirrels, and the rabbits, and the peacocks, and the parrots, and the blue deer, the blue cows. You see all that here, and it's just so captivating to the heart. And this Biharvan is known also as a place where the cows are nicely protected. Here's a cowherd man. And you can see this calf's just been born like a day or two ago, 2 days ago, brand new. And already she's so peaceful and she's so happy because here they treat the cows as they're meant to be treated, as our mothers actually. One has a special affection for the mothers. So the cowherd boys say have a special affection for the cows. So the cows feel very loved and therefore they give love. When we walked into the forest of Biharvan, the cows came up to us, almost as if to greet us, seriously. And they were smelling us and rubbing up against us and wanting us to nudge them and pet them. So Yeah, that's Vrindavan. And we know that cows are very, very dear to Lord Krishna. So many paintings and pictures we see Krishna with his cows, and the Vishnu Purana explains how dear cows are to Krishna. Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmanya Hitaya Cha Jagaditaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. The two things are especially dear to Krishna, the Brahmins and the cows. And the Brahmins, obviously, because they are acting as spiritual preceptors, spiritual teachers in society. Their sole profession, you could say, is one of compassion, that they're always giving spiritual discourses day and night. They don't move around very much. That's why the Brahmins always have a big belly. They don't exercise a lot. They're just always preaching Krishna consciousness. So important to have that spiritual message permeating through human society, especially in Kali Yuga, when people are very forgetful of the importance of spiritual life, to have brahmanas doing that. Therefore, they're very dear to Krishna, because Krishna himself comes from the spiritual world with a spiritual message. It's encapsulated in his 700 verses of the Bhagavad Gita. So those who continue that message, they're very dear to the Lord. And as dear are the cows, because just, for example, material maintenance. We need to have some material maintenance so that we can practice our spiritual lives. Prabhupada said, if you have an acre of land and a cow and a bull, all your economic problems are solved. If you're into simple living and high thinking. The cow, the bull can plow the fields, and we get the grains and the vegetables and ultimately the fruits. And Mother Cow, she gives milk. And Prabhupada describes that milk is a miracle food, in the sense that by drinking hot milk in the evening, the cells in the brain which have died, because as we grow older, the brain cells die, but they're replenished by drinking hot milk. And that's important, because we need a good brain to understand Krishna consciousness. Our whole movement is based on a very solid foundation of philosophy. Prabhupada would often say this, although we're singing and dancing, this is not a sentimental movement. It's based on a very sound philosophy, from the Vedas, the Upanishads, the Puranas, the Itihasas, etc. So to understand that, you need some intelligence, and that intelligence is sharpened and maintained and nourished by the milk from Gomata. So therefore we say holy cow. People, why do you call the cow holy? Because she's making our lives holy. She's helping us to understand philosophy, by which we can go deeper and deeper and deeper into the wonderful science of Krishna consciousness and the pastimes of Krishna here in Sri Vrindavan. So cows are very, very dear to Krishna. This one's getting a little restless. Hold on. We hear when Krishna was present here 5,000 years ago, his father Nanda Maharaj had a herd of 900,000 cows. And they're all different shapes and different colors, combination of colors, different moods, etc. like that. And Krishna himself, he had a pet bull. Children like to have pets, so Krishna's cowherd boy, so he had a little pet. The bull was called Padmaganda. It's described in Shastra that little pet bull, he was very handsome. He had expansive gold-plated horns. His hooves were studded with gems, and he always wore a permanent, ever-fresh necklace of garland of red flowers. Very beautiful description. And Krishna, when he got up in the morning, one of the first things he did, of course, was go to milk the cows, and he would greet the cows with the following words. "O mother, have you rested well? O father bull, are you happy?" Then he'd call out the names of the cows. "O Ganga, Godavari, Kalindi," he knew all the cows' names, and the cows, they could smell the fragrance of Krishna, and they would just, their hearts would melt with that, and they would drink his beauty through their eyes. So these cows are described in a very, very beautiful way, and Krishna would milk the cows, but Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur said that really there was no need to milk the cows, because the cows, upon gazing upon the beautiful face of Krishna, their beloved Lord, the milk would automatically flow from their teats. See the loving exchange. All these cows in the spiritual world, we shouldn't think of them just as animals. Actually, they're liberated souls. They're eternal Brajbasis, And they're rendering a particular flavor of service to Krishna, a particular type of love that Krishna enjoys very much. Everything in Vrindavan is permeated with transcendental love. So these are great self-realized souls that their rasa with Krishna is one of a cow. So Krishna reciprocating loving dealings with all these different cows. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he says there's two types of cows in the spiritual world. Some of them are Nitya Siddha, eternally liberated, and others are Sadhan Siddha. They're devotees who came in contact with Krishna consciousness on this earthly planet, revived their Krishna consciousness and went back to the spiritual world. But whether one's a Nitya Siddha or a Sadhan Siddha in the spiritual world, both are considered eternally liberated. And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he describes those cows in a very poetic way. One of my favorite readings, he said, these Surabhi cows, they are like Chintamani jewels that fulfill any desire. Their mooing is the most beautiful poetry. These happy cows are like a pleasant summer, and they always lift their ears when they hear Krishna's flute. And they wander the earth in Gokul pastimes. As they wander the earth in Gokul pastimes, they resemble the bubbles of the milk ocean, the chuckles of Lord Shiva, and the infant children of moonlight. So our understanding comes from the acharyas. We understand things through Guru, Shastra, and Sadhu. So this understanding, we're beginning to realize it in our hearts. And like Krishna loves the cows, we also love the cows, not only for our material maintenance, but because they're such loving animals. They're beautiful. I heard Prabhupada say one time, just to look at a cow makes the mind peaceful. So here at Biharvan, besides all the Nikunja pastimes of Radha and Krsna, they're maintaining a beautiful gosala. And they say that these cows here at Biharvan, in this gosala, they're a strain of the original cows of Nanda Baba's gosala. They haven't been mixed with other cows in different parts of India. So if you want to see what the original cows were like, what they look like, what was their mood of love, how beautiful, how pleasing they are to Krishna, come here to Biharvan, walk through the forest as it has been for 5,000 years, peacocks, birds, and come and just, as Krishna would do, I read when Krishna gets up in the morning, with first things he gives a loving embrace to the cows. So come to Biharvan and see this beautiful kunja of Radha and Krishna's pastimes and see the beautiful cows, make your mind peaceful, and do some cow seva. By doing some cow seva, Krishna will be very pleased, and one day he will bless you with his ultimate benediction of Krishna Prema. Biharvan ki, Go Mata ki, Shri Prabhupada ki, Go Premanandi, Jai Jai Si Radhe Sham.
Govinda, 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 Damodara, Madhaveti, Madhaveti. Madhaveti, Govinda, Govinda, Damodara, Madhaveti, Madhaveti.